me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, bond it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I am your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for CFB College Football Playoff Day today, baby. It's the day we all been waiting for as college fans. We got 5 bowl games to preview today. We got the 2, obviously, the Rose Bowl featuring Michigan and Alabama, and the Sugar Bowl featuring Texas and Washington later on to cap off the night. And then we got the first 3. We got the ReliaQuest Bowl with Wisconsin and LSU. We have the Fiesta Bowl featuring Oregon and Liberty. And we got the Citrus Bowl featuring Iowa and Tennessee. But before I get into these bowl game previews, I would like to ask you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe to it helps the channel, it helps the network. You got my show CTC, you got the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, which I don't think is going live today because it's New Year's. You got RBO, Real Ballers Only, who had an episode yesterday. You got featuring Vaughn. You got BWT, Baseball with Teddy, who's focused on the off season. But hey, baseball is coming up real soon. You got the Joe Jordan Show. You got Dave's Doghouse, where he makes dogs and puts dogs in the doghouse. And you have you got FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, which the fantasy football season might have just ended for a lot of folks. Some folks might be psychopaths and have their championship during week 18. And then you got in the red corner, last but not least, featuring Ty, Fast Camp, and Ricky, where they go over mainly, I want to say mainly boxing, but I think they do cover combat sports as well. I'm not 100% sure if they'll get into UFC and stuff like that, but I know it's mainly boxing. But yeah, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe to help the network grow. It really helps us. And listen to us, you know what I'm saying? Listen to a couple videos. You like what you're listening to, please, you know what I'm saying? Stick with us. Now, let's get into these previews, which I here for. Oh, by the way, I'm not recapping Thursday, Friday, Saturday yet. I just decided to lump it in with Monday because there's really no games after Monday until the championship next Monday. So I said I'll just lump them all together, do all the major performances with all the whole joint, lump it all in together. It just made sense to me. So let's start with the ReliaQuest Bowl. We have Wisconsin versus LSU. LSU huge favorites, even though Jaden Daniels will not be playing. He's opted out, preparing for the NFL draft. Wisconsin, they have about 7 major opt-outs, including Braylon Allen, the running back. He will not play, but Chez Mellusi will play from what I saw. He will play in this ReliaQuest Bowl. Wisconsin has to be dominant on the ground. They have to run Chez Mellusi a lot. I understand Braden Locke is he's decent. He's a decent quarterback, but LSU defense isn't a strong suit at all, which is why you can have a guy like Jaden Daniels win the Heisman, go 9-3, because that defense time and time again has let LSU down. So they have to stop the run of LSU, Logan Diggs. They have to stop Logan Diggs. And the question of the day, speaking of LSU defense, can they take advantage of LSU's poor defense? Can they put up points against this defense that allows a lot of teams to put up points? Can they take advantage of it? Now, for LSU, like I said, no Jaden Daniels. He is gone. He's opted out. But in surprising fashion, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, they're both playing. They did not opt out this bowl game. They want to play in this bowl game. I respect it. I salute it. I'm happy for it. I can't wait to see it. Gus Nussmeier, he is in line to start in the absence of Jaden Daniels. He got 2 strong weapons. He still got Kyron Lacey. Still got those 2 guys. I think he still got Mason Taylor. So he got pretty decent weapons to work with. Logan Diggs. Like I said, he's going to have to rely heavily on Neighbors and Thomas. He's going to have to. The LSU defense is going to have to stop the run. They're going to have to force Wisconsin's offense to play behind the chains, force Braden Locke to make plays. If LSU can do that, as bad as this defense has been, they will be able to get stops. And they got to run Logan Diggs, run the ball, control the clock, put up points, put up more points. Force Wisconsin to have to put up points with them. Harold Perkins, I believe, is playing. Can he get the Braden Locke? Can he fly around the field, make a bunch of plays? But with that being said, I'm going to take LSU in this bowl game. I'll take LSU to win. Like I said, no Jaden Daniels, but Gus Nussmeier got a bunch to work with. I think he'll be fine. Wisconsin defense is pretty cool. They're actually a really good defense. And I trust LSU's defense to come in with the game plan to stop the run and force Braden Locke to make plays. I don't think Braden Locke makes enough plays to beat LSU. I think LSU wins the ReliaQuest Bowl. And, yeah, moving on. We go to the Fiesta Bowl. We have Liberty versus Oregon. Now, I am in Virginia currently. So these odds are not from FanDuel because in Virginia, you can't bet on Virginia schools. So they remove Virginia schools odds. This is what I saw on ESPN. So if the odds are incorrect on FanDuel, DraftKings, et cetera, this is what I saw on ESPN. So, sorry, my apologies. Now, 23rd ranked Liberty. Oh, you can catch this game today at 1 o'clock on ESPN. You can catch the ReliaQuest Bowl in 30 minutes. Today, 12 o'clock on ESPN. Not on ESPN. It is on ESPN2, I believe. Yes, it is on ESPN2. Now, for Liberty, no major opt-outs. Hey, Jamie Chadwell, he got these guys ready to play. Not Power 5, Group of 5 school in a New Year's 6 bowl. Of course, nobody's opting out of this. They ready for this. Defense has to get stops. Now, this defense, if y'all remember the Conference USA Championship, it was a shootout. Both teams could not get stops. New Mexico State couldn't get stops. Liberty couldn't get stops. Liberty got stops late in the game to win the game, but for the most part, it was just a shootout. Just I score, you score, I score, you score. Now, Kaidon Salter, he has to have no turnovers. You cannot give a team like Oregon. Yes, I know a lot of those players, the major players, are out on offense. You still can't give a team like Oregon a bunch of opportunities to score. Oregon, I understand. Like I said, Bo Nix, no. And I'll get into more of the opt-outs, but pretty sure they got guys backed up. It's Oregon. I'm pretty sure they got guys as backups that can put up points against the Liberty defense. So Kaidon Salter cannot give Oregon's offense short fields, cannot give them opportunities to score. It still possesses, no turnovers. Now, Quentin Cooley, he's going to be huge. He's already one of the backbones beside Kaidon Salter in his Liberty offense. When he gets going on the ground, his Liberty offense is pretty hard to stop. They do like to run some form of like a triple option at times with Cooley, Salter, and Aaron Bedgood coming around, or Billy Lucas, another running back there. So they're going to be huge in this. And finally, can Kobe Singleton, a guy I like at cornerback, can he get an interception for this Liberty Flames defense? Help swing some momentum, help Liberty with a short field. Can he, or just even take points off the board? Let's just say Oregon's driving, they get to the 20, and whoever is in line to start at quarterback for Oregon, he throws a pick. Can Kobe Singleton help ruin some momentum? Now for Oregon, like I said, bunch of major opt-outs. Those guys include Bo Nix, Bucky Irvin, Troy Franklin, and Tez Johnson. And the center, Jackson Powers, I can't remember his name right now. But the center is not playing either. I know he's a really good center. I know he's highly touted in the draft. He won't be there. So a lot of the offense is going to have to come from backups. Like I said, Oregon is a good enough school to where the backups can be good. Like, I mean, unfortunately for them, Pat Thompson hit the transfer portal, but he was the backup quarterback. He was a 5-star a couple years ago. I don't think he's playing. But yeah, that's just an example of how deep Oregon's roster is. I'm trying to find who's going to be in line for oh, well, hold on. Just found out something different. I saw that Bo Nix wasn't playing, but it turns out I just seen something here that says Bo Nix is playing in the Fiesta Bowl. I just see it's an article right here because I was trying to see who was in line to start for Oregon. And sure enough, it says Bo Nix is playing. So I'm gonna just say this: Bo Nix is in line to play. Now, after what I just saw, Bo Nix is in line to play. So could explain why the line is at -18. So Jordan James will have to be relied upon to run on this 16th ranked run defense. Now I say that because no Bucky Irvin. He opted out. So it's gonna be Jordan James. And they have to contain Kaden Salter because Kaden Salter is dangerous on the ground. He's dangerous in that option. He's dangerous when he drops back and he sees the lane, nothing's open, and he takes off. Going to have to contain him. And they're going to have to stop CJ Daniels, wide receiver for Liberty. Going to have to. I think he's like their big. In my opinion, he's their big play guy. Him and Trey Sibley. So got to contain those guys. But especially with the Bo Nix is playing news, I'm going with Oregon. I'm going with Oregon. Liberty defense is not going to get too many stops, in my opinion. If Bo Nix plays, Bo Nix is going to light it up. So that's all I really have to say there. I'm going to take Oregon in this bowl game. Now, the last game before the CFP bowl playoff games, we got the Citrus Bowl. Iowa versus Tennessee. 17th ranked Iowa versus 21st ranked Tennessee. Catch that game today at 1 o'clock on ABC. Now, Iowa defense has to force turnovers. Iowa offense don't score. They're allergic to scoring points. If y'all remember in the Big Ten game, they got in field goal range, and I think they missed. It was something like that. They're allergic to score points, man. Iowa and scoring points. It's like they say water and oil don't mix. That's Iowa and scoring points. Can Deacon Hill, can he get a pass game going? Can he get something going, man, through the air? Can the defense score? That's going to be huge. I know Cooper DeJean, how do you pronounce it? I think it's DeJean. Cooper DeJean, he's been out for the season. He's been a huge catalyst. He almost won them the Minnesota game single-handedly on that BS. They said he called a BS fair catch. Still can't get over that, but he's not there. As y'all know, can somebody else on the defensive end find a way to score a touchdown? Can Caleb Johnson and LaShawn Williams get it going on the ground? Can they win at the line of scrimmage enough to get these backs going on the ground to not have to rely as much on Deacon Hill? And can they control the clock and win the field position battle, just like the JMU Troy game? Now, for Tennessee, they got about 4 major opt-outs. The one includes Jalen Wright, the running back. He is opted out. So Tennessee's going to have to look to rely on Dylan Sampson and Jabari Smalls in the backfield. Can they score 20 points? I feel like 20 is a good number. Even 17 might be a good enough number to win the game against Iowa. If Tennessee can put up 17 to 20 points, they should be able to win this game. Now, Joe Milton is going to have to do well under pressure. I think Iowa's going to dial up a bunch of stuff to get Joe Milton off his rocker, to get him to be inaccurate, to just have him have a bad day. Now, with that being said, I'm taking Iowa. I know. Call me crazy. I'm just going out on a limb here. I think Iowa defense dominates. I think Iowa defenses are so good that it got Iowa to the Big Ten championship. And I get it. People say the SEC is different, which it is. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't think Tennessee is a part of that this year. I think Iowa defense can definitely muck up the game enough to keep it close, to keep them in the game. And the defense might make a play at the end to get them in field goal range to win the game. So I'm going to take Iowa in this one. Joe Milton looks to be shaky at times, especially this year, going against good defenses, missing. He has a strong arm again, but he does tend to miss. Look at the Florida game. So I'm going to go with Iowa. Now, to the moment y'all been waiting for. The college football playoff games. And we start with the first game, 4th-ranked Alabama versus number 1 overall Michigan. Today, 5 o'clock, again, the Rose Bowl game. Now, obviously, there's no opt-outs. Nobody's opting out of the CFB playoffs. For Alabama, they got to get to J.J. McCarthy. They got to get him on the ground. They got to rattle him. They got to get him to where he's throwing before he wants to, get him off his spots. He can't just sit back there and be in rhythm throwing the football. Have to stop Blake Corum. Again, in my opinion, Blake Corum is the engine that makes this Michigan offense go. If you can shut him down or contain him, I'll say that. If you can contain him, keep him out the end zone, keep him out of short yardage situations, or even in short yardage situations, bottle him up, you will go a long way. Jalen Monroe, he has to make no mistakes. Don't give this Michigan offense any short fields. If they beat you, make them have to drive to beat you. Now, Jalen Monroe, like I've been saying since probably week 4, he has been getting better every week. He's gotten better and better and better and better. He has been balling. Can he continue to do that? Isaiah Bond and Jermaine Burton, they're going to be huge going against these Michigan DBs. Will Johnson, Mike Sandsteel. These guys, man, these guys are no joke. So they're going to be huge in that. They have to find ways to get open. Amari Black, these guys have got to get open. Got to make themselves available for Jalen Milroe. And they have to dominate the trenches again. That comes with stopping Blake Corum. Now for Michigan to have a chance, they have to stop. First of all, they have to stop Jason McClellan. Cannot allow Alabama to establish the run. If Alabama can establish the run, the boy's going to be a long night. J.J. McCarthy, he's going to have the ball. He's going to have the ball. I would say the same thing. No picks. Cannot give Alabama short fields. Cannot give them momentum changing plays. He has to have that. He has to have no interceptions. He has to play really well. He has to hit his throws. He has to, hit his rhythm throws, things like that. Blake Corum has to run against loaded boxes. I'm pretty sure Alabama coming out the gate 8 in a box. You're going to have to beat us throwing the ball. We are not allowing Blake Corum to run crazy on us. They have to win at the line of scrimmage. And Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson will be huge against Kool-Aid McKinstry in this Alabama secondary. Will Johnson and Roman Wilson, they are big parts of this Michigan passing game, as you already know. They're going to have to get open, make themselves available. But I'm going with Bama. Y'all know this already if you've been with me since the beginning of the year. I chose Bama to win it all. And I'm not stopping now. I'm picking Bama to quote-unquote upset Michigan in this bowl game. Michigan, past 2 years, have lost when they've gotten here. The first time they lost was, I believe, against Alabama, and it was not pretty. Last year was to TCU. Again, not pretty. No, I think, hold on. I think Alabama. It was Alabama because I think Georgia beat Cincinnati. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. If it wasn't, my apologies. But yeah, Michigan don't do well in bowl games. Harbaugh's on a pretty bad losing streak in bowl games. While Nick Saban, he's been here. He has experience. He has multiple natties. I'm going to just roll with Bama. Now our last bowl game, CFB bowl game, Sugar Bowl. Texas versus Washington. Now, this is the game. This is going to be a really good game as well. Again, you catch that game tonight, 8:45 on ESPN. No opt-outs. Nobody's opting out of this. For Texas, Quinn Ewers has to outduel Michael Penix. We all know Michael Penix, Heisman runner-up. Quinn Ewers is a really good quarterback in his own right. He's going to have to outduel Penix. Has to find ways to defend these NFL receivers. I say it for every team that goes against Washington, man. Washington has 3 NFL caliber receivers: Jalen Polk, Jalen McMillan, and Rome Odunze. Got to find a way to contain those guys. And when you do, you still can't forget about Jack Westover at tight end. So, yeah, it's a lot to defend for this Washington receiving corps. Now, have to get the Penix. They got to get him on the ground. They got 32 sacks on the year. Got to add to that total. It's a pretty good number. That's like it's really close to tops in the country. So, got to add on to that number. Have to establish CJ Baxter. You got to establish a run game. You got to get the pressure off of Quinn Ewers. I mean, it's just basic football. You got to establish the run to open up the pass. And they have to stop Dylan Johnson, because if they allow Dylan Johnson to get going with the animal that is Michael Penix back there slinging a rock, it's going to be a long day. Now for Washington, they got to pressure Quinn Ewers because they only have 19 sacks on the year. That's not a good number. So it's a big difference between 32 and 19. Got to find ways, whether it's blitzing, whether these D linemen, they get motivated because it's CFB playoffs. Maybe they got matchups against the offensive line that they like on the defensive side. Got to get ways to get to the quarterback. Have to establish Dylan Johnson. Dylan Johnson, huge running back for the Huskies. Honestly, I think he should have been MVP of the Pac-12 championship game. He had a phenomenal game there. Can Jabbar Muhammad snag an interception? I love Jabbar Muhammad at cornerback. I talked about him after the Oregon State game. Can he get a pick against this Quinn Ewers-led offense? And big plays from these wideouts, big explosive plays. I'm talking about 30 yards, 40 yards, 25. Can they hit these explosive plays like they normally do against other teams? And my last point for Washington, can they block Big T'Vondre Sweat? T'Vondre Sweat is a dog on the Texas D-line. Going to have to find ways to block him up. But that being said, I'm going to take Washington. I think Washington is battle-tested. Texas is battle-tested too, don't get me wrong. They beat Bama early in the year. But Washington, man, beating Oregon twice, beating SC, had their slump games. Dogged MSU, but I mean, that's not really battle-tested. But, man, Washington is a really good team. I think the only was it the only Pac-12 13-0 champ? I can't remember. I think I saw that, but really good team. I love Michael Penix. Michael Penix gets a chance to win the Natty, which I don't think will happen, but I think they do beat Texas. I think Texas is a really good team. I think Texas has been better since as well, but not as much as Washington. They lost to Oklahoma. They smoked Oklahoma State, who Oklahoma State just allowed Texas A&M to put up 23 on them. So I'm going to take Washington in this one. I think this passing game is too much for Texas. I do think Sweat can be disruptive at times, but I don't think it's enough to stop Penix in this passing game. And I think Washington can key in kind of on Quinn Ewers and make him make a couple mistakes. So with that being said, however, that is all I have for y'all today. I will probably be back tomorrow, if not Wednesday, to give y'all full recap from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today. Give y'all major performances, stuff like that. And I will preview the championship game probably on Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday. Who knows? But again, that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all enjoy y'all New Year's with y'all family. Happy New Year's to you guys. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.